Catherine, I'll come back to you in just a moment, Trent. Catherine, we're talking about a hung parliament situation here. The polls show it's a very real possibility. Independents even want to go further on climate change action than Labor. So where do you sit on all of this?
Well, I have to swing in round behind Trent on this. What we need and what Australians need is a stable majority government, but we need the right political party in power. So we need an Anthony Albanese-led Labor majority to create the sort of change that Kylea wants and that we all know we need and that we're all hearing every day on the streets of North Sydney. So I think that it would be, especially in this perilous geopolitical context, a time of uncertainty to have independence with the balance of power in our parliament. There's just too much work to do. I also agree with Trent that we need a party that has strong economic management at its core, and that's what's so heartening and positive about Labor's climate change response, is that it is an economic plan that will drive forward a better future for Australia as well. I was just thinking about how quickly we all forgot about the questions that had actually come from the streets of Lane Cove, where the really intelligent question in the middle was about productivity, which is something that Labor has definitely turned its mind to. And part of Labor's economic plan are to pull all the levers across our economy that will make us a more productive society, which is, in the end, the only way you can safely have job security and raise the wages.
Well, let's go back to those streets of North Sydney and Lane Cove. These are some more questions.
So if this candidate here, for whatever party, was informed about the concerns about our concerns about the environment, what can a local candidate do against the bloc of either government or the opposition? It seems to me they're completely encapsulated by policy of government once they get into government, and local candidates seem not to do very much about it.
That one's for you. Can you stay pure? I mean, do you have to look at the reality that you're not going to be Prime Minister and that you might have to horse trade if you're in that position?
I want to be really clear. I don't want to be Prime Minister. I want to represent the people of North Sydney in the House of Representatives in Canberra to make sure we're getting action and traction in the areas that are important to us. I think that this question here from the street speaks to the heart of people in North Sydney want faster action on climate. The two major party targets are not acceptable. Even the Business Council of Australia has come out and said they can commit to a 50% reduction target, yet still we have a Labor target that is under that. Zali Steggall, who is a sitting independent, one of four, who currently sits in the House of Reps, has tabled some very sound, robust legislation to introduce the climate change bills. Now, those bills provide a framework that both of these major parties have chosen to not pursue. But what I will say is when it went into parliamentary discussion, it was blocked by the Liberal National Party, but it was supported by the Labor Party. We need to get legislation put into our House that is not owned by either or and is actually what's best for the country, and that's what independents bring.